a very delicious morning, I would say.
Indeed.
Indubitably. What's the roast on that, baby?
Has a little hazelnut aftertaste. It's a
Is
dark roast, though.
Are they Arabica beans or Ethiopian beans?
Brazilian, actually. Yeah.
Big booty Brazilian
You thought
beans,
you had
huh?
it set with either two options. That's funny. Mm, yeah. Up.
Just watching you enjoy some coffee on this beautiful Valentine's Day
Mhm.
morning, technically. Still not afternoon. Got to be precise in my language.
So Valentine's Day is something quite sad, man, for most people.
Yeah,
Unfortunately. Why do you think that is, though?
because they believe they can't find love. I think that's the root of it.
I don't know, dude.
What else is it?
Because I don't know. I've like talked to a few people over the course of these couple of days, and I wanted to know something. Many of them told me that, like, I've been alone since I've been in the womb, so I don't really care. I'm like, what? Okay. I know you care. You just choose not to.
Everyone cares.
Yeah, everyone cares.
Or at least cares about love. Not everyone cares about Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, Valentine's Day, what? It's a marketing strategy to begin with.
Hmm.
Kind of like you know, an ad template.
Do you
And
know
it
how
just
it
evolved.
began?
Not sure how it began, but I mean, I've seen Mad Men enough to know that, these things can happen. And,
True.
the push becomes insanely huge.
Hmm.
So then it turns into a holiday, Being born, at the right time, not knowing where something developed from, will just, you just fit it in like the lie of Christmas. Not the lie of
The
Christmas.
lie of
Jesus. Let's not say that.
You offended
The
about
lie of Santa Claus. There we go.
you offended so many people out there.
I am so sorry. But yeah, just we just move with the lie instead.
What are your feelings on Valentine's Day then? Because I know generally I don't give a shit about it.
I mean, dude,
It's not a
yeah,
big deal.
it's not a big deal. It really isn't. And if anything, we meme on it these days because, if you don't got them Dior's,
If you don't
you
got
know,
them Dior's,
you're
boy.
being left. That's what's happening, If you don't walk in with Balenciagas, nah, nothing. You don't get anything. So
Mm.
it's really, I just feel like it's a day to just receive gifts
I feel like women take
for
it way more
absolutely no
seriously.
reason. Like, is your life really that trashy to the point where, you need one day to at least remember your love? No.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like Mother's Day. Do you really need a Mother's Day? You know?
Yeah, it's so interesting. Just American holidays in general.
Hmm.
I think it's just based around consumerism. It's like,
Yep.
hey, buy some flowers, buy some chocolate.
Yeah. Hallmark
It's not a big
company.
deal, but it is what it
Um,
is.
yeah. So that's what I think. I just think, sure. I mean, if you want to do it, do it. Cool. But should you really care about it? No. I don't think we need it as humans. Do
Yeah. I
you?
think if you're in a relationship, most of your days should be like Valentine's Day. It's not to
Yeah.
say you don't have your ups and downs, but
Yeah. 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 No, I get it. I don't know. Whatever.
anyways, we actually have a bunch of questions that we have to answer.
We have to absolutely
No,
answer.
no, not we have to. We want to.
Exactly. So
So,
let's pull them out.
I want you to give a shout out to the people who asked the questions because we do have multiple ones from
Ooh. Okay.
single people or single individuals.
All right. So shout out to Sidra and Amar and Bell. I don't know
Mhm.
if it's Bell or Bella. And Mystic.
Mystic Luster.
Mystic Luster. Thank you guys for providing us some questions that we can dive into.
What's the first one? Let's dive in.
The first one here. Do you want to pick one out of the pot? Or should I just go for like straight there?
Is it going to get confusing?
They might. Let's just go down the list.
Yeah.
All right. Number one. You're going to have to answer this.
Oh shit.
What's a deal breaker for you in relationships? What are your non-negotiables?
So it's like 2 questions packaged into one. What are my deal breakers?
Mhm.
I'm gonna be quick. If she's not traditional, if she's like a classic extreme feminist,
Yeah.
definitely not. Goodbye.
Woo.
If she doesn't know how to cook or she doesn't like cooking,
Okay.
I think that's a differentiation, but it's an important one. If she doesn't prioritize fitness and health,
Mhm.
um, if she is more obsessed with going to nightclubs than staying in and painting slash reading slash
Yeah.
watching movies.
Okay.
I think those are a few.
Yeah. Fair enough.
What about you?
Ooh, it's a deal breaker, huh? That's actually crazy, but it's, I mean, I would have to say more of the same along your lines, um, because I think it's much deeper than just the surface level, like ruling, whatever you wanna call it,
Hmm.
right? But, my non-negotiables is if you don't like cooking. If you don't like cooking, you're not as creative. So,
Yeah.
no, I'm good. Thank you.
Hmm.
And
Because what is cooking?
yeah.
It's a form of nurturing.
Mhm.
It's important.
Yeah. Do you know how to communicate? And I'm
Yes.
talking about verbal with many people, not just me.
Hmm.
That's a huge one for me. That's a,
Mm.
if, you're not on, my terms of just the energy of speaking,
Hmm.
it's just not gonna work.
Can't
Sorry.
have resting bitch face and just not say anything.
Yeah, I can't be, I don't wanna say guiding, but I wanna say, if I'm doing 90% of the conversation, done. No, we're good.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Those are my basically non-negotiables.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to a handful of things.
Yeah, it's not really that many things, but I can even say some of them are you can tolerate, kind of.
Yeah, it's not
It
like
just really depends.
we're not those guys who have like a laundry list of 100 things that your partner has to check off.
Not at all. No. Yeah, I
No.
know. Because that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's we live in real life.
Real life, baby.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
question number 2.
Uh-huh.
What life-changing event have you experienced?
Hmm. Life-changing event that has changed. Hmm. That's kind of a tough one to think of.
I always go back to one that I mean, it's the most obvious one that I've
Mhm.
talked about.
Mhm.
Death of my father, like as a boy, that's like it creates the transition into manhood. So, I really can't think about anything more impactful than that.
Yeah. I mean, I could think of like personal things, which I'm not gonna dive into,
Yeah.
but I would say business, man. Just dealing with people.
Mhm.
Like I've fallen into situations where it's like you can't see the end of it. So, that I built worry and I built stress and I built all this crap and then I think that was the life-changing stuff, right?
Mm.
Not necessarily like, something happened like, a close one died or, there has to be like a tragedy. It's just kind of like, yeah, you just discover new things with a burst of feelings that you've never felt before. That's all it is.
What about your first high ticket deal? Like your first client?
Ooh, my first client.
Was that like a pivotal moment for you?
I wouldn't say my first client. No.
Mhm.
I would say first highest paying client. Something that you
Mm.
actually chased and actually used your, verbal communication skills to convince and just produce more and convince more and just dive into, the path of getting to their team so you can get the client, dude.
Yeah.
And once you do, it's a great feeling that kind of shifts the way you look at things.
Mhm. Nice accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Um, yeah, I mean that question can be taken in different ways. I mean, you can have small life-changing events,
Hmm.
although it sounds like a contradiction, or you can have large life-changing events.
Yeah.
I think it's just about your perspective, how you see it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Next one.
Yep. What things or situations make you feel unsure about yourself?
Mm. Okay, I'll relate this. I do have an answer for this. So As of recent, I've been learning a lot about sales and marketing,
Mhm.
trying to close high ticket clients for my health coaching. I think the one thing that previously made me unsure of myself, although I've gotten a lot better, is get receiving no's, being rejected,
Mhm.
not in a harsh way, but in a like, I'm not interested in this type of service.
Yeah.
So when those stack up, when you get like 5 to 7 no's, I think that begins to add up. But now I'm learning to just let it slide
Mhm.
because that's just moving closer to another yes.
Yeah. No, I get that. For me, I think it would have to be art, dude. When you look at
Mm,
other people's work,
okay.
when you look at other people's work and then things that you've been trying so hard to achieve, right? And you get only so close and you get so close every time. Um Something about it is like it's motivational to a certain point, and then after a certain point it starts to become like envy. Like you're like, dude, what the hell is going on? So it makes you feel like maybe I'm not the best at this. Maybe I'm, like all that kind of stuff. But then obviously you're stronger than that. So you're like, nah, dude, you need to sleep it off. That's it. You've just worked too much today.
Hmm.
Um,
Like you feel like you should be in the position where other creators are.
yes. And it's like comparing. You compare a lot. And I feel like that's something that you probably shouldn't do. You should take people as like inspiration, right?
Hmm.
And craft it into your own work. But I feel like just like it's a combination of things. It's working too long, working too hard for too long, and going through like this tunnel vision, focus, just insane amounts of energy put into this.
Hmm.
You start to see it as a comparison almost, right? Whether you want to or not. And that can actually push you to stay away from it
Mm.
in some instances.
That's why I like to work in sprints,
Mm.
like
What do you mean by that? Like blocks?
maybe an hour and a half at a time,
Yeah.
and then go to something, restore like my focus, my mind, or whatever, go back to the work.
Hmm.
Because if you just do like a 5 hour block, you're just going to be fried.
That's true.
Or at least
Yeah,
that's how
you're
I
yeah,
feel.
you're pretty much done by then. That's crazy.
And then that's when negative thoughts start to get in your head and you start to compare yourself to other people and
Yeah,
shit.
see, that's what you don't want is the start of the negative thoughts.
Yeah.
Even though I think a little bit of them is good because
Hmm.
then it's kind of like competition. It's a challenge at that point.
Yeah. Agree. Okay. Number four. Um, do you
Mhm.
believe that the present is better than the past? And what's your prediction for the future?
Damn.
This is a big one.
Yeah.
But let's start at the first one. Do you believe the present is better than the Yeah, the present is better than the past.
My God. See, I can't like I almost just immediately can't say yes or no. I don't know if the
Mhm.
present is better than
Well, yeah, but I don't
the
know is a
past.
cop out answer. You've got to
No,
give
no,
give some
but no,
answer.
I'll give some answer. I want to say yes for the most part.
Okay.
Okay. Because in the present, we have created tools as human beings that no one expected to with the amount of time that we did it in, too.
Mhm.
Like that plays a huge factor. So the internet, that's the biggest thing. Because then
It's
after the internet, think of how many platforms exist on the internet.
Yeah.
Businesses exist on the internet,
Mhm.
so on and so forth. Everything. So there are a lot of things we do in the daily life where we don't realize we're using internet. We just think it's just us commanding something and that then some person's gonna do something. No,
We're so
it's
used to
most
it.
likely automated. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that term, I would say yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of manipulation, people getting worse, society is getting weaker,
Stupidity on the
stupidity is
rise.
rising. Yeah, absolutely not.
Mhm, I can see that.
So, since I do feel strongly about the second part of that, I almost want to say no. Just no. I would
Okay.
100% rather have the past. But then the past, we didn't have that much tech.
Mm.
Medicine sucked. Um, you know,
Yeah.
what do? I'm not sure. So it's kind of like I'm going to stick to the present because that's what I know.
Mhm.
So absolutely the present.
What about your prediction for the future?
Prediction for the future?
That's the question that just trips everybody up.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is watch Idiocracy. Watch
Watch
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy, yeah. I don't know if it's gonna get that bad, but it's heading in that direction.
It's heading in that direction for sure.
Do I believe the present is better than the past? On a lot of metrics, yes. I mean, if you look at a lot of, I mean, the world population is getting out of poverty at an exponential rate.
Mhm.
There's no argument. A lot more people are being fed. A lot more people have housing, stuff like that. As you mentioned, the internet is a very big player in my yes theory behind that.
Mhm.
Um, and then in terms of like the prediction for the future, I just think shit's gonna get way more chaotic. I'm not Nostradamus, so I can't predict the future.
Yeah.
I can't like focus on the
Doesn't it
details.
feel like we live in WWE where like our president is like the host,
It really does.
right?
It feels like a simulation.
Yeah, it's a simulation and it's like it's scripted almost. You know, it's like,
Mhm.
yo, in 2 weeks we should get Putin to like say something so that we can all like dive in and pretend like World War III is about to happen. So that we can, rattle the cages of these houses,
Yeah.
these civilians.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell's going on, dude? Like that's how it actually feels, you know?
Like, in what universe does the United States decide to pick a president who has a neurodegenerative disease?
Mm-mm-mm.
That's the man we want to run our country. Whether it's dementia, Parkinson's, like, I don't know.
Dude, I saw a meme the other day. It was like some kid going down a slide. It was a blonde kid. Okay. And on the slide, he was going down way too fast. And I guess his head lost it.
Mhm.
And he just started banging his head on the sides of the slide. And he comes down, he's like, whoa. And then like the next part was just Biden when he was so this was him when he was a child.
Yeah.
And this
Oh
is
my
why he's
God.
like this,
I don't know. It's
banging his head
ridiculous.
around. It's kind of whatever. I don't even want to get there.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there.
There's a lot of idiocy going out
Yep.
in the world.
So watch Idiocracy, please.
Yeah. Question number 5. Actually, you ask it
You
since
want me
we're
to
going
ask it?
back and forth.
Okay. Question number 5 is, what's your favorite movie / TV show scene that you like to rewatch by itself?
Bro, why you gotta fuck me up with this question? This is a hard one. There's a scene from what's the movie called? Ford versus Ferrari,
Ah.
where they're on the tarmac.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the name for it? Tarmac?
Yeah.
And Christian Bale's just sitting with his son. It's sunset.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have like a Ford GT in the background. For whatever reason, it's either that scene that just it captures my attention more than any other ones, or the moment towards the end of the movie where they just zoom in on his face
Mm.
and he's about to win the actual like the race. Um, it's just I don't know, just a specific type of feeling
I get it.
that
Yeah.
resonates with me.
No, I get it. And it was shot that way too.
Mm-hmm.
So they decided to use Panavision cameras for a reason. Like the color, like everything about that scene is just cool. Even the soundscape.
There wasn't a bad scene in that movie.
Not at all. Yeah. But no, I can see that. It's an emotional scene.
Yeah. This guy's gonna be like the Dark Knight.
Yeah, no. For me, I mean, The Dark Knight just resonates so much. There's too many good ones there. But favorite scene. This is a tough one, dude.
It's a super tough one.
My God, bro. Like,
Because just think about
honestly,
how many favorite movies you have.
yeah. It just doesn't make sense to me right now. I'm literally like it's like a hyperlapse of scenes of like just screenshots that I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And dude, I mean, if I have to pick just a scene real quick, the Dark Knight intro scene, everything about it, bro.
Mm.
You
I
hear,
don't even remember it. Describe it.
you hear the string in the back. It's just, and then you're like, what the hell's that? and then it starts panning into these people just gliding from building to building.
Ah, I do
Do you
remember.
remember that?
Yeah.
So everything from the sound effects, how it built up, to how they got to the bank, and everyone killing each other using the Joker's words,
Mhm.
that was, like, choreographed so well to me. It was just perfect. It was the perfect idea to have.
It's Christopher Nolan, right?
Christopher Nolan, yeah. It
Guy's just
wasn't
a
too
G.
thought out, it was just perfect. And yeah, everything, dude. The dialogue and that's
Mm.
I can't tell you, like, and
No,
it's
that's a good question because it's
yeah,
very hard.
yeah, just his introduction as the Joker, that was all part of that
Mhm.
dance or whatever intro you wanna call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have to be probably one of my top favorite scenes that I love rewatching, and I can fall asleep happy to.
Fair enough.
Yep.
It's a great answer. I believe it's question number 6,
What is that?
and then this also ties into movies.
Mhm.
I think this is also gonna be a tough one. What are your top 3 films of all time, and why do you like them?
Damn. Okay, we have to say why we like them, which is good.
I'll go
Go
first.
first.
A recent one that I just saw that you introduced me to, The Professor and the Madman.
Bingo. Ah,
Top 3 of all time, I think, just because as a writer, the the story arc of how it focuses purely on words
mhm.
and the expression of language is priceless, especially with, like, the little rooms with all the index
Yeah,
cards and stuff.
yeah.
I love that movie. Ford versus Ferrari, just off the top of my mind,
Mhm.
just because there isn't a bad scene in that movie, and it it does a very good job of showing how it was back in the day, like the heritage, the love for cars, all that stuff.
Mhm.
And then the third one. I'm just gonna have to go with Interstellar.
Ah, da, 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 da. That was
I have
so
to.
sick. All right, that's a good list.
Yeah.
It's a good list to have and carry around with.
Mhm.
Now you should go find the nearest shop, get a piece of silver, and then write it in plaque,
Mm.
and then carry it around with you. Yeah,
These are
this
my
is my
top 3
list.
movies
My list of movies right here. Let me through.
and why I love them.
Yeah. well. For me, it's gonna have to be The Dark Knight.
Mhm.
Um, Second favorite movie is probably gonna have to be oof, La La Land for sure.
La La Land.
Yep.
Why?
La La Land to me has the most perfect image to image sequence, like in any film. It's colorful.
Mhm.
Cinematography is beautiful. The lens selection is amazing. The same two main actors during the whole movie. It's just it's a glorious watch. Like you put it on, you escape for a second, and come back.
It's about as perfect as a movie as could
Mhm.
have ever been made,
Yeah,
in your
there's
opinion.
music in it that was
Mm.
made by them, which was dope. And it's jazz. It's like jazz classical music mixed into modern day. So it's a pretty nice movie,
I didn't expect
honestly.
that answer.
Yeah, La La Land. Number three. Number three, dude.
Terminator 3.
Mm. I mean, at the moment, I mean, if it was a TV show, immediately Peaky Blinders. But
Yeah. Yeah.
number three for movies, let's just go ahead and say Logan for now.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. Because if I pop a list, like I can pop, for example, I have other lists based off of other things. So, like, I have a list where it's like Zodiac 7 and something else.
Yeah.
But this is specifically like, hey, let me cater to everyone. I would say Logan is a good movie,
Mhm.
honestly. Teaches you a lot about, you know, the types of fathers
Mhm.
and shit like that. So it's cool.
The father-daughter relationship, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
So Logan, it's just the father daughter relationship. How to not take that for granted. It made me want to have my first child as a daughter, which is
Mhm.
pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then what my first one, Dark Knight, obviously, is because Christopher Nolan. He's just never missed for me. Um, the cinematographers he chooses to work with are amazing. And storylines, they make you think. So I like that.
Mhm. And
What was the second one? La
Why
La
do you?
Land, La La Land.
Oh
So yeah, I
yeah, La
already
La
talked about
Land.
cinematography, color, that kind of stuff. It's a dance again. Yeah, that's pretty much why and what movies I like.
And then anything by Wes Anderson for sure, just
Hmm.
as a cherry on
Yeah,
top.
no, there's so many. The list can go on, dude.
Yeah. I'll go through the last three questions.
Sick.
Um, what one thing would you advise your 18-year-old self back in uni or high school, depending on where you are geographically?
Hmm. Don't be a spender.
Okay, yeah. You've told me some things.
Yeah, don't be a spender.
Mhm.
Honestly, like prioritize saving because you never know what happens, and at the same time, even if something doesn't happen, you still have like some sort of something that you can call an asset, right?
Yeah.
You never want to live paycheck to paycheck. That is the absolute worst thing you can ever do. Just to have a car or just to have, a certain amount of materialistic things
Mhm.
never made sense to me. I mean, it made sense at a certain point, right? But then you learn from it. So that's what I would advise my 18-year-old self is just don't take advantage. Learn what credit is too.
Yeah. Educate yourself.
Yeah.
It's a good answer. I'm not gonna choose some dumb shit like "Oh, invest in Bitcoin." No, that's lame.
Yeah.
Everyone says that. I would say i- when I was 18, it was a very rough time. Um, I would say that your good and bad moments, they're all leading you towards something, even though you
Hmm.
might not see it, and that everything connects in a very odd way. Like it's everything connects perfectly.
Hmm.
And you can only see that when you go through the experiences because hindsight is 2020. So, I guess I would just say that, have some faith and
Yeah. Just don't stress out. Yeah, basically.
Mhm.
Don't stress out about it. It usually figures itself out. So
Yeah,
why?
puzzle
Yeah,
pieces fall into place.
exactly. Um, yeah.
Anything else on that?
No, I think that's good for that.
Okay.
What's the or
Second to
yeah,
last
second to the
question.
last.
If you had to eat one article of meat forever, which one would it be? Like, for example, only lamb forever.
Dude, beef, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Just beef.
Mhm.
You know, beef. You want to start it? Cool. You want to, eat it? That's down.
No, I agree.
That's
100% grass-fed, um, red meat, beef.
yeah, because I can think of so many things using beef. Just one meat for the rest of my life. So spaghetti, cool. Ground beef, burgers.
And it's not just one cut of the actual animal, it's the entire animal.
Hmm.
So, organ meats, everything.
That's a winner.
The creme de la
Winner.
creme of red meat.
Winner, winner, beef dinner. That's for sure.
And then last but not least, where are each of you originally from?
Ah, is that where we're going?
Sure.
All right. Well, I'm from the South. No, I'm kidding.
I'm from I'm
the
from
most typical,
Alabama.
the most typical answer. It's like, oh, really nice to know a fellow traveler. And I'm like, oh yeah, where you been? And he's like, Lake Tahoe. Oh man.
You can answer this
For
first.
sure. Where am I from originally? Well, I'm originally from Palestine, actually. I am Falastini from the Gaza Strip itself, actually. Both my parents are from there.
The
I
gauze.
was born in Fountain Valley, California, my entire life. I've been born and raised here. We're used to words like bro, dude, and chill.
Yes, sir.
Those kinds of words. So, yeah. Let's see. I have a very large family. I Most of my family does live in Palestine at the moment, actually.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. Where are you originally from, Zader?
Well, it just so happens to be that or it just so happens that I have my 23andMe results available.
Oh my God.
So I'm gonna give you like an in-depth answer.
Very
So
nice.
I'm 51% European,
Uh-huh.
okay? And I'm 48% Western Asian and North African.
Okay.
So how it breaks down is I'm 51% Northwestern European,
Mm-hmm.
33% British and Irish,
Ooh.
15% Scandinavian,
Okay.
and then 31% Egyptian, which was a
Mm.
shocker to me. 17% Levantine, so it's like Jordan,
Lev-
Syria,
Levantine.
Lebanon. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever, however you say it. And yeah, so
Very
I'm basically
nice.
like a half-half, best of both worlds.
Sick. That's actually pretty creative of
The
you.
Western world and the Arab
That's
world.
pretty creative of your designer.
True,
But
true.
yeah, um, yeah. How do you feel about this question?
I like them. I like the
They
whole
kind of
listener Q&A type of setup. I think we should
yeah.
have them more
We
often.
should do it more often. I feel like people like to engage in them as well, considering the amount of questions we got, which is awesome. Thank you guys
Yes.
for submitting those.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, other than that, I do want to say that we have a special episode coming on episode 132
Oh,
that
we
me and
do.
Zader are working on right now.
Mhm.
You want to give them a little bit of what it's about, kind of?
I'll just say it involves stress.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys of all sorts of stressors hate stress. So
Mhm.
we're going to try to nail that one for you. So stay tuned for episode 132. For now, go follow us at the 2 a.m. podcast on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all major streaming platforms. Go follow us on YouTube at the 2 a.m. podcast. Give us a like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notifications so you never miss one ever again. Yeah, give us a 5-star review on Spotify and you might make it on our website. So, yeah, give us a shout, tell your family and friends, and we will see you next time.